Close your eyes for a moment and remember. Remember when grocery shopping wasn't something you rushed through on autopilot, checking your phone? When it was a Saturday morning ritual that brought the whole family together. Picture it. The station wagon loaded with kids in the back seat. No car seats, no seat belts, just excitement about going to the A&P or Safeway. No barcodes, no self-checkout, just neighbors catching up in the produce section and those little green stamps waiting at the register. This is what grocery shopping was really like in 1965. And if you remember it, this one's for you. It's 1965. Lyndon Johnson is president. The Beatles just played Shea Stadium, and the American supermarket has finally arrived. For the first time in history, you could get everything under one roof. Chains like A&P, Kroger, and Piggly Wiggly were opening in every town. The average family spent $22 a week on groceries, about $175 in today's money. And that bought a full week of meals for a family of 4. Let's talk prices. Milk? 95 cents a gallon. Bread? 21 cents. Ground beef? 49 cents a pound. Eggs? 53 cents. These weren't sale prices. This was just the price. But grocery shopping in 1965 wasn't about cost. It was about the experience. Saturday morning. For most families, shopping happened once a week. Saturday morning. Mom would make a list on the back of an envelope. She'd check the pantry, flip through the weekly circular, and plan meals around what was on special. By 9:30, the whole family would pile into the car. If you were lucky, Dad would stop at the full-service gas station first. An attendant would pump the gas, check the oil, and wash the windshield. Gas was 31 cents a gallon. Inside the store. Walking through those automatic doors felt futuristic. And then the smell hit you. Fresh baked bread, ground coffee, the metallic scent of the meat counter. The meat counter, that's where grocery shopping in 1965 really showed its difference. Real butchers in white coats trimmed meat right in front of you. Want a pot roast? Tell the butcher how big your family was, and he'd cut it to size. He knew customers by name. He'd recommend cuts based on what you were cooking. It was personal. The aisles were full of brands you'd recognize. Campbell's Soup, Coca-Cola, Jell-O, but also things long gone. Bosco chocolate syrup, Tang, Swanson TV dinners. And frozen foods were still exciting. Walk-in freezers had only become common in the late 1950s. Buying frozen vegetables felt futuristic. The checkout. When your cart was full, you'd get in line. 3 or 4 people deep. But nobody minded. That's when the socializing happened. The cashier would ring you up by hand. Click, click, click. Every price punched in manually. 95 cents, 49 cents, 21 cents. Then came the best part. S and H green stamps. With every purchase, you'd get little green stamps. You'd take them home and paste them into booklets at the kitchen table. Once you filled enough booklets, you could trade them for household goods, toasters, lamps, blenders, toys. For many families, green stamps were how they furnished their homes. After you paid, always cash, sometimes check, rarely credit card, The bag boy would pack your groceries and carry them to your car. No tip expected. That was just the service. So what made 1965 different? It was slower. A full trip might take 90 minutes, but nobody minded because life moved at a different pace. It was social. You saw your neighbors. You caught up with the butcher. The cashier asked how your mother was feeling. There were no earbuds, no phones. You were present. It was equal. Rich or poor, everyone shopped at the same store. Everyone stood in the same line. Everyone collected the same green stamps. But it had limits. No strawberries in December. No organic section. No specialty diets. If you forgot something, you had to go back. So, was it better? Yes. It took longer. Yes, there were fewer choices. But grocery shopping in 1965 wasn't just a transaction. It was a ritual. It was how you connected with your community, how you taught your kids to count by reading price tags, how you took care of your family. When you walked into that store, you weren't just a customer. You were Mrs. Johnson from Maple Street. The butcher knew you wanted your pork chops thick. The cashier asked about your husband's new job. You were known. And maybe that's what we've lost. In our quest for convenience, we've traded connection for speed. If you grew up in the 60s or 70s, you have a memory of grocery shopping with your parents. Maybe begging for a candy bar at checkout. Maybe the smell of fresh donuts. Maybe standing on the back of the shopping cart. Those memories aren't just about what you bought. They're about who you were with. Now I want to hear from you. What do you remember about grocery shopping when you were younger? Do you remember S&H green stamps? The butcher who knew your name? Leave a comment below. I read every one. If this brought back memories, share it with someone who remembers. A sibling. A childhood friend. Welcome to The Way We Were, where we remember everyday life in mid-century America. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and thanks for remembering with me.